The F-80A-5, or commonly known as the P-80, is probably going to be the first jet in the US3 for you. Or at least it should be, because these things are absolutely rubbish and you shouldn't touch them until you're somewhat seasoned in them. The top speed is pretty respectable, it's faster than the 262, the Vampires, anything of those sorts, at 7.0 of course, but the acceleration in the return is completely rubbish. It turns really well, it has amazing flaps and star characteristics, which I will show you plenty of later on in this video. And as with most 7.0 jets or early tier jets in general, you're going to have to side climb. These aren't planes that you can just rush in with and win, or expect to win, because you will win here and there, but that's besides the point. These planes are pretty tedious against props and against faster jets, but I think that the P-80 is a very strong contender to be one of the best starter jets in the game. It turns well, it's not slow, and it doesn't really accelerate, so it does teach you that basic of keeping your energy. And it doesn't turn well to a point like the Meteor or the Vampire, where it incentivizes turning with everything you see. Your P-80 however is going to be stuck, so I do recommend going for the compressor first. You want to rush the engine pretty much, because the acceleration on this thing is extremely poor. You are fast, but things like cover and wing repair are not as beneficial as these things will be, because you won't be going that fast all around. Airframe is not really worth it in my opinion, because the roll is kind of sluggish at high speed, so go for that first. Then again go for the engine. If you do think that you need the guns, but I don't think you really do, because these are 50 cals, even the stock belts do quite a bit of damage. They're not that inaccurate, so they're pretty usable, so I'd say save these for last, or get these after you get the engine, or maybe the wing repair, or whatever you want. After this you do want to go for the wing repair. The benefit of this is pretty substantial compared to the rest. 0.9 meters a second climb, 18.7 maximum top speed. Compared to all of these, it's not very high. Then you want to go for the fuselage repair. It's not that much, but it's cheap, so you get these really quickly. Then I'd say go for the cover, then go for the airframe, and then go for the G-suit. You can, it's up to you when you want to pick this one, and the G-suit is helpful, but because you're not that fast all around, I don't really recommend it, as you won't be passing out that much, as well as the opposition won't have it, so it's not really a drawback if you don't. No need for side climbing this game, because we've got an airspan map, everyone's low, night map, so probably a lot of slow, unaware people, as per usual of course. The only problem will be is that I have to be just as careful as the enemy. Or at all, I should say. He's pretty damaged, so I just go in a turn fight with him. I probably shouldn't have done this, as the whole team will be right behind him in the clouds, but I took it anyway. And it turned out alright, so let's just say that it was calculated. He was already crit of course, so he had very little chance dogfighting this thing. Even when you are not damaged in a 262, try to not fight with this thing. It's a death trap 9 out of 10 times. See some enemies, so there's probably going to be more, so I try to keep my speed reasonably high. I see some red clouds coming in, and there's the whole team. That's a 50 mil, not a big problem. Looking at his tracer shell, he's probably stuck or doesn't have his gun upgraded, so he won't be a priority at all. There again you can see the 3-colored 50 mil. That means that he has stock ammo. Push head on with the keycard just so he breaks off. Keycards don't turn surprisingly well, as you saw in the last video. So I want to just keep turning into them as I pretty much dogfight the other ones. Don't worry about that one, another keycard coming in. I can go on the 6 of the 262 there, but I would have been killed by the keycard, so I just let him slip. You saw that one of the keycards had one cannon, which means he's either not experienced, runs one gun for some reason, or he's stock. I'm betting on the last. Trying to get some separation from the big pack. As one-on-one, the Kika has very little chance. I try to keep him right behind me so he gets tempted to stick on my 6. He has one gun, he's probably not very experienced, so he will stick on me, and the moment he did that he killed himself. Even if you're spaded with the Kika, this isn't a very good idea, but when he's stuck there is just no chance you're going to win this. And there's one dead. To finish him off, but he was a gentleman and bailed out for me. I will be reclimbing here for a little bit. Kika doesn't see me, Auto White is slow and low, so he doesn't really worry me too much. I did lose him here, but he's low and below me, so I'm not too worried. Spinning my camera around to hope for a lucky spot. There's nothing there, no, not a problem. Again, going head on with the Kika. He didn't seem to really want to break off. He didn't do much, probably desperate. Auto White is painfully slow, doesn't have any acceleration. So we just go vertical. He does outturn me, but with the amount of energy I have over him, that's hardly relevant. Very bipolar guns, but you gotta work with what you have. One time the one shot, the other one they don't do anything. Next game, bit of a freak match. Don't use this as an example. This is more of little examples, but don't use the whole picture of this thing. I didn't mute this clip because the engine sounds in the end will be very important. And luckily I was solo, so there's no voices in the background. Fortunately just an easy pick. He's slow, trying to turn, I don't know with what, but he probably saw a ghost or whatever. Same deals with the Kika, trying to stay right in front of the Rado. So he gets really tempted to stick on you, because he thinks he will outturn me. Which, newsflash, he won't. I have enough speed to pull after him, even if he does go straight up. He might have more energy, but it doesn't matter because I have enough speed to just catch him. I'd rather going straight vertical. It might have good retention, but it doesn't mean you should go straight up. I see the Auto White down there with the MiG-9 late. He's probably fine, and I see those two dots in the background. So even if he's not fine, I'm not sacrificing myself when there's two people above me, or that will be above me. I expected both of them to be C2Bs. Was only one and I won't had all the wrong one, but it is what it is. Here we have an A1 and a C2. I will continue the dogfight with the A1 because he turns a lot better, but I will use the direction of the loops against the C2 because he doesn't outturn me, he does out energy me, so I want to keep the loops inside of the C2 while still not breaking off the A1. This will only work if they let me, and as you see, they let me quite well. Just these guns are so bipolar. I won't catch the C2 anyway, even if I want to, so I will just shoot a bit at the R2Y2, so he probably gets aggroed on me. And what do you know? He falls for it. Bit of potato aim. And again, just... why? Horton is far away, 262 right above me. Oh, he just... okay. I didn't actually see, if you saw him there, really quickly in the left side of the screen right now. A Ki 200. I'm too focused on those two. There's so much red on the map that I don't see the Ki 200. And there he is, 0.9 on me. Fantastic. He says come here. I misclick, should have been attack the Ki 200. He somehow hits that, I don't know how, but it sparks, so I don't give a shit. Engage turn fight with the A1. Has no shots, he turns his engine off as you heard, so I'm diving away. I'm buying myself time, I'm not expecting to outrun him or out accelerate him, because I won't. I'm just trying to buy my other F-80 as much time as he needs, so I have more chance of surviving. A2 turns away. The Ki 200 seems to be turning relatively poorly, which is probably because he came from the base mid-game, so he's pretty heavy. I pop my air brake the second he turns his engine back on, because that's my biggest window of him having it on and gaining more energy than me. We go up. I have a bit more than him now. And he'll fly into my guns. Too bad, yeah. I shouldn't have expected to kill him. But I was still very, very sad that it didn't. If you fly a plane that out accelerates, out turns, outdoes every aspect of the enemy plane, and you find yourself in this kind of loop, just go slightly vertical. Don't do this shit. Don't pull back into someone's gun. You will not like it, especially at these speeds. I will keep hitting him, and he keeps turning back. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. If he did a slight spiral climb, he could have easily stalled me out. But it's good to see the opposite perspective and comment on it, because I know that a lot of people do it. And they shouldn't. Next game, 262 right on my 6, not a problem. Their guns are very slow, but I see something else coming in. I thought it was a Horton. Yeah, it isn't. The 163s and the Ki 200s are probably the biggest pains in your ass. You can't outrun them, you can't out accelerate them, you can't outturn them, and I will show you right here that this 163. It turns so much better with low fuel. I can't really do anything about it. I can't keep the A1 busy because his guns are just piss slow, so I can keep going through his guns, have to dodge him, go back up. 262 is rather slow at this point. I want to do one more little rotate, dodge the 163, and we go up. I know that the 262 won't be able to follow this, and the 163 will have trouble getting a shot on me because I will be going so slow. And here comes the friendly to the rescue. This is really what you will need for this 8.0 Germany. You need a squad mate 9 out of 10 times. You're not going to kill a 163 on your own. Or a Ki 200. The Ki 200 I did show you last game was a freak accident. He had full fuel, which doesn't really happen a lot. And he was, well, not the brightest of enemies. Razor sets him on fire, and you see if he had 20 mils I'd be dead, even though he was dead himself. He has nothing to lose, so he sprays. Which would have been quite problematic if one of those 30 mils had found my plane. Flat sprint kill, woohoo, exciting. And that's pretty much it. I'm only including the F-84 and the NT as the little ramble goes on, just to show you the difference in maneuverability and stall characteristics. But if you do like the format I have going on right now with the talking about the spaded plane, the stock plane, then do let me know. I'm working on the grind video right now, but I still need a bit more planning, so you probably will see the F-84B next week before the actual video itself comes out, but stay tuned. There's a lot more on the way. Join my Discord in the description to ask me anything you want, and you'll see me in the next week.